as time flies by, you'll open up your eyes wide. You feel it's gonna go your way. Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, 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 it's a brand new day.
I met this lovely young lady a couple of years ago at the pharmacy with Roya from La Jolla, and her name is Lana, and she is a holistic yoga health specialist.
Yes.
Is that how you would describe yourself?
Yeah, holistic health and yoga coach.
Okay, holistic health and yoga coach. Where are you from, Lana?
Originally, I was born in Siberia, but I used to live in Bali for 6 years, and then I was travel a lot. I've been like living in 10 different countries, and I've been teaching, and I've been doing like all this holistic research in
You
different
don't seem old
countries.
enough to have been doing half of that, but I have to, with permission, I have to take you back to the first thing.
Okay.
You're from Siberia originally. Now this, for most of us, sounds awful. Like, isn't that meant to be the coldest place on the planet in Siberia? What's it like growing up somewhere so cold?
It is. So you can imagine now in Siberia is minus 45. So it's really cold, and it's beautiful. It's like all the trees, everything is freezing, everything is white. It's just amazing picture. But it's difficult to keep your health in such a weather. So we need to use some special tricks, and that's what we all need to use in winter time. Even now, like as we all know, now the temperature differences in Marbella it's very big, because during the daytime now it's a beautiful weather. And during the nighttime, temperature drop very low, and that's why lots of people they have a cold now, and they have some.
Well, I'm just getting over it. And I guess you can see my face, like, oh, I had such a bad week last week of being poorly.
Yeah.
And it's once it gets you. So it's showing that if we can be that delicate here, how does one protect oneself at minus 45? Or is it better when the temperature's more even, that it's not doing these big changes?
It's much better. But anyway, we have some healthy recipes to keep our health in one line, to keep our immune system high.
Is vodka one of those?
No, it's very traditional Russian, but I would not recommend. It's not very healthy to drink it. But for example, if you have a turmeric, honey, lemon, and you can add a little bit of black pepper, that's amazing tea with a lots of health benefits. That's
Black
the first.
pepper, I've never heard adding that in it.
You know why? Because turmeric is work very good with the black pepper. Like nobody knows why. Like maybe some scientists can explain you why, but like it's just have a better effect. As well, you can add tablespoon of coconut oil if you have a sore throat, so it will help you to make it more like
it's not so dry. And
not so dry. Exactly, moisturize this area. Yes, and this is one of the good recipe. And another very good recommendation which I can give you, if you have a cold, you can use salty water to wash your nose. That's one of the yogic recipe, not to prevent all these
Well, it's very good that
bacteria.
you're doing the salt washes in the nose. I suffer from sinusitis, and actually thinking about it is probably something I should do, but it is very good to use natural things, and you're saying this, natural products, turmeric and pepper and honeys and lemon, things that really are very easily attainable. Do you think we use enough natural ingredients in our day-to-day, Lana, or do you think we've kind of forgotten really how to keep ourselves healthy easily?
Yeah, I think we all have to get back to earth. We use nowadays too much of the pharmacy thing, too much artificial things. So we just need to get back to the basic. And that will help us to keep us healthy and to keep us happy as well. Because nowadays all these pharmaceuticals companies, they just, well, all they're doing is just making money in us. It's one of big corporations, some big corporations who is doing it. So it's like fast food, and then it's going to the pharmacy. So because with the fast food we're ruining our health, and with the pharmacy we're trying to solve the problems, but we're creating even bigger problems, which we don't want.
So everything comes from, let's start with what we're actually ingesting in our own bodies.
Exactly.
And then how we move our bodies to make sure that we are burning off efficiently. That's sort of like, well, basically, if we had a car, we would look after it better probably than we look after ourselves. In the essence of what kind of petrol you look in and the oils we put in and
Exactly.
everything. And
Everything is connected, and your body is your temple. Just don't forget about it. Never forget about it.
you said before you're holistic. Now, people use a lot of words nowadays and we take them for granted. What does holistic actually mean, Lana?
Holistic, it's like we look into the health from different points of view. First of all, it's very important the way we eat. That's the basic. Then it's very important the routine, what we're doing in our life. And the third is very important point, it's exercise and it's our well-being. So that's a holistic. And as well, it's very important your mental stage. Because if you have, like if you are in depression, if you have some mental problems, you never can be healthy because everything is connected. Yeah.
This is something that I think is very much part of our day-to-day. Stress on a daily level, whether it's children at school,
Yeah.
whether it's parents looking after those children, helping with their homework, you're going out to a job, even if you're not working, that can be very stressful.
Exactly.
How do people deal with stress? What do you recommend? What's the first stage to get a grasp of the stress? Because otherwise that will lead to more health problems.
Exactly. So, how to get rid of stress? First of all, we need to have our routine. Early morning, even like small little exercise when you wake up, that would be very good. And your body would be grateful for you for that. And second of all, if you can find a minute to connect with yourself, to connect with the nature, just choose one to 5 minutes to connect with the nature. Just sit in silence and don't do anything. Just stop. Find this moment to stop in your life, because we're all running, especially people who live in a big city, they're all running, like there is no any single moment to stop and relax. It's very important in our world to learn how to actually relax.
When you've been on your travels, I'm sure this was something that you were helped to learn, because this is what we do when you travel, you learn, and
Yeah.
it's that experience. When you went, you've been from Siberia, which is still, I'm just shivering just thinking about it, but Siberia and then in Asia and then different areas, and learning the different ways we appreciate time,
Exactly.
our perception, our appreciation of time. How has your learning curve been with how the different cultures and nationalities and above all cultures embrace that concept of time?
Well, in every country is always different. For example, in Asia, like in Bali, where I used to live for such a long time, people, they more relaxed. Like, for example, native people who live there, time for them, it's not that important. For them, it's the most important, it's the inner happiness. Like even in a shop, which is going to sound crazy for the European people who works in a shop, they more enjoy the conversation than the process what they are doing. It can take like 30 minutes to 1 hour in a line, but you know, then like they're going to laugh, they're going to have a conversation in between each other, they're going to have a conversation
They're living
with
the
you.
now.
They live in the present
Yes.
moment. That's the most important. That's what we are losing now, because most of the people, they are in their head, they are in past or they are in their future. They making a plans, but they don't live in the present moment.
Getting it done as opposed to realizing you're actually doing something at that moment.
Exactly. And that's why we are actually feel like we are losing the time with the age. For example, remember when you was a small child, 1 hour, how long it was for you? And for everybody, just try to remember.
The summers were endless.
Exactly, for 1 hour.
Christmas never came.
Exactly. For 1 hour, I could play with all my toys, like I could break the things, I could do so many stuff. And what is 1 hour for you means now? It's nothing. Time is flying. And why it's flying so fast? Did you ever ask yourself why it's flying so fast? Because we're not focused, we're not in the present moment. So that's we have to learn from kids, from animals, from the present moment. We have
From the
to
present
learn.
moment. Yoga is a big plus to help us take time. I wrote a couple of months ago, it must be now, but probably even more, that I was every morning going to take a few moments to do meditation, think, quiet, take quiet moments.
Exactly.
Especially if you're asking, oh, how do I resolve this? If you don't wait for the answer, if you don't listen, you can't hear it. But yoga is something very positive towards training silence, concentrating on our breathing.
Yeah, breathing techniques are important as well. And breathing techniques as well important to keep you healthy as well. So you can prevent your sickness with the breathing techniques.
So as a yoga coach, where do you start from when somebody says, okay, I would like to get myself in line, I want to start doing yoga? Where do they start from? Is it these very awkward balancing positions?
No.
I mean, because a lot of people I think, oh, I'm not going to do that, I can't balance like that. But what is it to start with yoga?
First of all, we have to start to learn how to listen our body, because our body is wider than we are. And our body knows what we actually need. So we need to learn how to listen it. And of course, not to go to any crazy moments, not any crazy like upside down positions, not at all. Just first, you have to go to specialist, to certificated yoga teacher, and take 1 or 2 sessions one by one, because only specialists can tell you what exactly your body needs, because we are all different. And just to jump straightly to like a strong Ashtanga Vinyasa class, you can damage yourself. And most of all, I can tell you, you will damage yourself if you just go directly to this kind of hard exercise. Everything have to be step by step. And it's very important to listen what your body tells you. If your body tells you that you have to take a break, better listen. Just take a break, relax, take your moment, stay present, breathe, and enjoy.
Well, I think that's very sound advice, because when we hear yoga, I would be the first one to just go and jump in a course, not realizing that it's something like everything else that you need to build up to. But I'm starting on the stage 1, the breathing. Breathe in, breathe out. And with the bad cold, I'm telling you, that is quite a challenge in itself. Last week, that was quite a feat. So, Lana, it's really lovely to have a chat and to get to know a little bit about everything. Do you have a website where people can get in contact with you, or how can we find you to find out more information?
Yeah, I have a website, and I have my Instagram account and my Facebook page, so you can find all the information about me and about things what I'm doing. I just started my healthy food blog as well. So.
Oh, really? Tell us about that. What kind of things? Where's this from your website?
Yeah, it's from my website and as well in my Instagram account. So I'm just sharing the recipes from around the world. It's a vegan, vegetarian, and sometimes like I eat some fish, some salmon, or some other seafood, because I, as a holistic health coach, I believe that seafood is really healthy.
Well, this is interesting. My daughter is vegan, and it's interesting seeing her comments about the lack of vegan opportunities and restaurants and cuisine in Marbella. When you're looking for something, you also want that variety. So it's nice to know these recipes that you're also sharing with other people. What are your favorite flavors? Because everyone thinks vegan, just beans. It must be more than beans.
Exactly, it must much more than beans. For example, yesterday I cooked vegan bacon. It's a bacon, but it's not a real bacon. It's from the eggplants, and it's in oven. It's actually Lebanese recipe, and it's delicious. So you can read more about in my
There you
healthy
go.
blog.
Even if you're vegan,
Vegetarian,
bacon. How about that? There are options for everything. Lovely to talk to you. Absolutely fascinating. Thank you.
Thank you.
I feel
It's
healthier
really
already. Thanks, Lana.
Hey, hey.
Yeah, I'm here in Marbella, but it says here I'm in La Canada.
If you haven't mastered the lingo, don't worry. Linear Director has a free GPS geolocator service that will come and find you.
Hey, hey.
This next section is sponsored by Linear Director, tailor-made expat car insurance. It's going to be spectacular, the Davis Cup here at the Puente Romano. I mean, the view of the courts, what a fabulous, idyllic setting. Well, it's all starting tomorrow, Thursday, and also the new edition of the Euro Weekly News and my column, Marbella Moments. Please take care of yourselves. Be nice to each other and join us again tomorrow for another Marbella Now at 8 p.m. And remember, recordings all on our web, rtvmarbella.tv or marbellanowtv.com.
And it's time.